Howdy. People often say to me, Owen, I'm looking to start woodworking, but I just don't know where to begin. Well, I've been thinking about it, and I can't think of a better beginner project than making yourself the humble chopping block. The chopping block itself is a very useful woodworking device that you can use to rough out pieces of wood for your projects going forward. Not only will you learn a lot during the process of making one of these things, after all is said and done, you'll have a useful addition to your workshop. The great thing about this project is that it requires very little in the way of materials and tools. Alright, for the block itself, I am using a piece of cedar here that I robbed from the fire heap. This piece is roughly 9 inches in diameter. You wouldn't want to go much smaller than that, but I want this block to be highly portable, so I've chosen to use a small piece. Cedar is a softwood, so when the axe strikes into the end grain there, when we miss our piece, it won't have much of a dulling effect, as it's a softwood. If we were using oak or ash, we'd probably dull our blade a bit quicker, so that's also useful to know. This piece I've selected has a few knots in it. Anybody who's ever split firewood before will know that chunks of wood that have knots in them are much harder to split, which is a pain in the ass if you're trying to split firewood. But if you're chopping your workpiece up here, the last thing you want is it to crack in two on you in the middle of use. So keep that in mind when you're picking your piece. Without any further ado, let's mark her out. So I've got my dividers here, and I'm going to place one point right in the pith, that's the center of our log, and then the other point roughly 2/3 from the center to the edge. So I'm going to work that in there, and I'm just going to scribe a circle just like so. I'm not sure how well that line is going to show up on camera, so I'm just going to come along with my pencil here, mark it out purely so you guys have a better idea as to what's going on. So keeping our dividers set the same distance apart, we're going to pick a random point on our line and just scribe a line like so. I'll trace that in pencil again so you guys can see. Now where it intersects our circle, we're going to take our dividers again and twist it like so again. Same on the new point we just made. Once more on the next point. So what we've got now is kind of this, like, I suppose you'd call it a hexafoil, would you? Correct me if I'm wrong. But what that'll allow us is to establish 3 points that are equidistant apart on our circle here. So I'm going to use this point right here, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, the next one over, 1, 2. Right, so now we have the 3 points that we're going to drill in from. So I've got a ruler here, I'm just going to scribe like so. Go on to my next point, so that's my point, that's my center. We're just drawing the line like that. And then finally, like so. So I'm just going to draw a star around our points. There's 1, 2, 3. All right, so we've got our 3 points. Now we need to drill our holes. So I'm going to place my block on the floor here. Next, I've got my sliding bevel here. That angle is set to about 20 degrees. I've got my brace here with a 1.25 inch auger in it. So we're going to start off by screwing into the points we marked out earlier, that we marked with our star shape, just to get a thread into the wood. And then we're going to start our angle. So this can be quite difficult when the piece of wood isn't fastened to anything. So I like to step on it with 1 foot and just twist like so. So I just like to prop that up every now and then, make sure I'm not wandering. All right, once I'm in enough, I'm going to get this out of the way and just keep drilling. It doesn't need to be exact here. We're not making a piece of fine furniture. Once I get a bit in, I can put my full body weight on it by kneeling on it and just keep twisting. Right, I'm pretty happy with how deep that is into the wood. That took a couple of minutes of drilling. I should probably get a larger brace and bit, but we got the job done nonetheless. Now the reason I've done that by hand is to prove that it can be done for those of you who are on a budget. But I'm assuming a lot of you guys out there will have access to one of these. A lot to be said for the cordless power drill. I'm going to use that to bore my next 2. Same story. Start it off, mark up our angle, foot down, And there we go. That was a bit quicker now, wasn't it? So, one more to go. Start her off, set her up, and away you go. Oh, you can hear it struggling, but she's powering through. Happy days, boy. So that is our 3 mortises board. Now it's time to work on the legs. I'm going to use this length of hazel that I cut about 2 years ago, but you could use anything you can find, a branch from a tree or even an old brush or broom handle. So I'm back on the ground again. I'm going to use my unfinished block as a workbench here. So I'm going to put my leg up onto it, and then using my hatchet, I'm just going to put a point on it. So that's fairly straightforward. Very rough work here, by the way. Just spend a few short minutes making almost like a steak you'd use to kill a vampire. Once we've got it roughed like that, I'm going to get my knife. So we're just going to take that out of its sheath there, and using our knife, just pare it down a bit nicer, knock off all these sharp corners. This really does not have to look too pretty, as once we're done, it is going to be hidden within the mortise. So I think that's going to fit just about. So we'll put a slight more, bit of a taper on it. Yep, that's it, ready to go. So here we go, we're going to try fit it here now. Fits perfectly. Now, using the back of my hatchet, I'm going to strike it into position. And there we go, that is absolutely perfect. So it's starting to rain here at the moment, so I'm taking shelter under this willow tree here. We're going to try get this done because it looks like it's going to get a lot worse. Alright, that's our axe work done. We'll move quickly onto the knife. Coolio. Now, time to strike her into place. Stand up so we can give it all our might. Now, because those are tapered, as the wood seasons and expands and contrasts as the moisture changes, the taper should wedge itself further into the block instead of coming loose. All right, last one here now. Mighty. So the last thing we need to do is cut the legs so that they are somewhat level. You can see this one's far longer than that one. So we need to fix all that. In order for us to find the correct length to cut our legs, we're just going to place our block flat on the floor there, hold our hatchet straight out in front of us like so, and then using our pencil, mark roughly the height. So about there, rotate her again, axe out in front of me like that, transfer that all around. No measuring tape or anything like that required. We're just doing it all roughly by eye. Alright, we can put that to the side for now. Next, we're going to grab our saw and throw our piece onto the side on the floor like this. So I can see that my line is roughly here. So I'm just going to come along, cut it like so. Alrighty, on to the next one. And finally the third one. And that's all of our legs cut to length. Now let's stand her upright again. Alright, so once we get her up off the floor, we can see she's grand and stable because there's only 3 points of contact with the ground. But let's see how she works. A piece of ash up here that I imagine someday will make a nice chair leg. So when we go to cut, we've got a nice elevated surface to do it on. When working wood like this, you should never cut above 2/3 of the way up your piece, and you should always hold it from the top on the side you're not cutting from. So there we go, folks. That's the chopping block. I hope you've enjoyed watching, or at the very least learned something. Now the heavens have really started to open and I don't fancy spending the rest of my day cleaning the rust off of my tools, so I'm going to pack up and get out of here. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Slán go fóill.